The Curse of Tutankhamun. Death behind the Golden Mask. In November of 1922, British archaeologist Howard Carter, after years of painstaking and increasingly desperate excavation in Egypt's Valley of the Kings, discovered something no one had found in centuries: the completely intact tomb of a minor, largely forgotten pharaoh named Tutankhamun. The discovery became one of the greatest archaeological achievements in history, filling the world's newspapers with images of golden treasures untouched for over 3,000 years. But within months, a series of sudden, unexplained deaths among those connected to the excavation would give rise to one of history's most famous and enduring legends, the Curse of the Pharaohs. Tutankhamun himself was, by ancient Egyptian standards, a relatively minor and short-reigning ruler, becoming pharaoh as a child around the age of 9 and dying at only 18 or 19 years old, his reign leaving little lasting political impact compared to more famous pharaohs before and after him. What made his tomb so extraordinary wasn't the significance of his rule, but the simple fact that, unlike nearly every other pharaoh's tomb in the Valley of the Kings, his had never been fully looted by ancient grave robbers, preserving an almost complete collection of golden artifacts, jewelry, furniture, and the pharaoh's own iconic golden burial mask, exactly as they had been sealed away millennia earlier. Howard Carter had spent years searching for the tomb, funded by the wealthy British aristocrat Lord Carnarvon, whose patience and financial support had nearly run out before Carter's team finally located the hidden entrance beneath centuries of accumulated debris in November of 1922. When Carter first peered through a small opening into the tomb's antechamber, illuminated only by candlelight, and Lord Carnarvon anxiously asked whether he could see anything, Carter's now famous response was simply, "Yes, wonderful things." The story of a supposed ancient curse began almost immediately after the tomb's opening, fueled significantly by widespread newspaper speculation, eager to capitalize on public fascination with the discovery. Reports circulated, largely unverified, claiming an inscription had been found near the tomb's entrance, warning that death would come on swift wings to anyone who disturbed the pharaoh's eternal rest, though modern Egyptologists have never located any such inscription within the tomb itself, leading most historians to conclude this specific detail was likely invented or significantly exaggerated by sensationalist press coverage of the era, rather than reflecting any genuine ancient warning. What gave the curse legend genuine, lasting cultural power wasn't the inscription itself, but a subsequent chain of deaths among individuals connected to the excavation, beginning with Lord Carnarvon himself, who died in April of 1923, just months after the tomb's opening, from an infected mosquito bite that developed into blood poisoning, complicated by pneumonia. Adding to the mystery, contemporary accounts claimed that at the exact moment of Carnarvon's death in a Cairo hotel, the city experienced a sudden, unexplained power outage, and that back in England, Carnarvon's dog reportedly howled and died at the same moment, details that, whether entirely accurate or embellished in the retelling, spread rapidly through international newspapers and cemented public fascination with the possibility of a genuine ancient curse at work. Over the following years, additional deaths among individuals connected, sometimes only loosely, to the excavation continued fueling the legend. Several members of Carter's excavation team and associated individuals died from various causes over the following decade, and sensationalist press coverage eagerly compiled these deaths into an ominous growing list, regardless of how directly connected each individual actually was to the tomb's opening, or how mundane the actual medical explanation for their deaths often proved to be. Modern statistical and historical analysis has significantly undermined the curse narrative. A comprehensive study conducted by a British medical journal researcher decades later examined the actual lifespans of everyone present at the tomb's opening and initial excavation, finding no statistically significant difference in mortality rates or lifespan compared to what would normally be expected for people of similar age and health during that era. Howard Carter himself, the person most directly and consistently involved with the tomb throughout the entire excavation process, lived for nearly 17 more years after the initial opening, dying in 1939 from lymphoma at the age of 64, a far longer lifespan than the curse narrative would suggest for the individual most directly responsible for disturbing the pharaoh's tomb. Some modern researchers have proposed more scientifically grounded explanations for at least some of the illnesses reported among those who entered the sealed tomb, suggesting that ancient tombs sealed for thousands of years can potentially harbor dangerous mold spores, bacteria, or toxic gases that develop within enclosed spaces over such extended periods, and that individuals with compromised immune systems or existing health conditions, such as Lord Carnarvon, who had reportedly suffered chronic poor health following a serious car accident years earlier, may have been more genuinely vulnerable to whatever microorganisms or contaminants existed within the long-sealed tomb environment, offering a scientifically plausible, if far less dramatic, explanation for at least some of the illnesses that fueled the curse legend, without requiring any genuinely supernatural explanation. Despite the significant scientific and statistical evidence undermining the curse narrative, the legend of Tutankhamun's curse has proven remarkably resilient in popular culture, inspiring countless books, films, and continued fascination for over a century since the original discovery, a testament to how compelling a well-timed, dramatic narrative can become, regardless of how thoroughly subsequent evidence contradicts it. What often gets overshadowed by the enduring curse legend is the genuine historical and archaeological significance of Carter's actual discovery, which provided historians and archaeologists with an unprecedented, nearly complete window into ancient Egyptian burial practices, craftsmanship, and material culture, information that has fundamentally shaped modern understanding of ancient Egyptian civilization, far more significantly than any individual pharaoh's specific political reign ever could have on its own. Tutankhamun's golden burial mask remains today one of the most recognized and celebrated artifacts in the world, displayed in Cairo's Egyptian Museum, a permanent symbol of both one of history's most remarkable archaeological discoveries and one of its most enduring, if largely unfounded, legends of ancient supernatural vengeance. If stories like this, where genuine historical discovery became permanently intertwined with legend and mystery, are exactly what you come here for, subscribe to The Grave Details, because history holds more stories like this than most people will ever know.